Good morning. Let's take a look at yesterday. This epitomises why I don't tend to play big events, big finals, big derbies, because you simply can't anticipate something like this. But if you did infer that Milan could come out of the blocks and score in the first half, like they did against Barca, then a neutral play in the first half market, first half goals 1.5, 2.5, would have actually been a trading outcome. There was some news prior to this that Eduardo Pellegrini, I think, he's got a relationship with Inter Milan, maybe a co-owner or something. He passed away the evening before, but surely that's not going to have as huge an impact as that. That's for sure. So neutral would have got you an avenue there, but I simply don't play these matches myself. I can't get a handle in. They're one-off affairs. Could be absolutely anything, couldn't they? Elsewhere, well, Tromso were my strongest play, really, yesterday. Let's have a look. Did Vålerenga score first? No, they didn't. It was a 0-0 at half-time, so arguably you could have laid the 0-0 at half-time or laid the draw at half-time and looked for the home side to score first, because if they did, then the draw odds would rise a lot more than if Vålerenga had scored. Well, efficient, I'd call it. Lillestrøm win. I think Egersund are only 6th or 7th, so they got there in the end, 1.33. You're expecting really 2+ goals from Lillestrøm yesterday. Again, the Norwegian Eliteserien and the Swedish Superettan, they do look prime fodder for goals. I think that's the best avenue, really. The vast majority of matches tend to be overs. We only get the odd discrepancy. But that's in the odds-on favourite matches. There you go. Odds-on favourite match there, of course. La Liga 2, no real play for me there yesterday. And in the Allsvenskan, nothing. Apart from this match, Degerfors and Oster have trouble even scoring 2 goals. But Degerfors themselves are absolutely awful. The last terrible odds-on favourite we had was Lynn against Mjallby, and they lost 1-3. This lot lost 1-2. I laid over 3.5 goals here and backed Degerfors +1 at evens. So had I got a 2-2, we would have been okay. This was a clash of two of the big guns. Too difficult to unpack. Just wouldn't play. They're just in good form, both of them in excellent form. They're like a mirror of each other, these two sides. They're in such good form. It's very, very difficult to find a weakness and an angle. Sigton, well, they got sick of the sight of 2-2s and opted for 1-1s, both teams scoring continuously. No second half goals, which was a big shock for me, really. But Sigton matches, particularly with a red card for their opponent, should herald an absolute goal fest. But that's the joy of playing in this lower tier. And again, look at the goals. 2, 4, 2, 3. You're just flirting with over 2.5 goals, all dependent when the second goal is scored for these 2-0s, depending on your trading outcome. Told you to lay the draw second half in this All-Grip match. I also told you to possibly look for an All-Grip breakthrough before half-time. All down to the in-play stats for All-Grip and first half. I hope you'll see it here. Absolutely dominant force, you can see there. 11 total shots, 6 on, 3 corners, 6 on, 5 off. That's why I suggested a possibility of goal before half-time. And at 0-0 at half-time, hopefully that pressure continuing on until the second half. We'll have a look at the tennis after the football, but let's have a look on to today. And I've got the Meghan Markle podcast. It is an hour long today because we're covering an awful lot of football. So if you like old Meghan Markle sound alike, diving into Haugesund v Bodo Glimt, then fill your boots. It'll be on Telegram. I like it. I like listening to it in the background. It adds a little bit more of a dimension to my research. It uses my manual research, which is excellent because it's my own personal opinions based on the stats. Mixes that with actual stats or fact-based opinions. Melds the two together, looks at injuries, and then any other factors. And off we go. A very, very good podcast. So I hope you'll listen to at least some of it today. I think with these hour ones in the future, might be a good idea if I were to split perhaps by league or split by match. But let's have a look. Willemsvee and Telstar, it's 2-2 from the first leg of this relegation battle. And quite obviously, the expectation really is for goals, isn't it? Willemsvee, for me, would be just get a slight advantage. You want to see how the first leg panned out to see if one of the sides, well, what they had to come back from behind, didn't they? Because it was a 2-2. But let's have a look and see how that eventuated. Any dominant side 2-0 up? No, first goal was an own goal for Telstar. So they'll feel a little bit aggrieved, will Willemsvee, won't they? Helping secure that draw. So all to play for today. The draw will be vulnerable, or the draw will still be in play, but it will be vulnerable. They'll want to get this job done in 90 minutes. Given the fact it's Holland, we are expecting goals. Fredrikstad, one of the standouts from last season in the Eliteserien. Well, Fredrikstad do a lot of scoring in the first half. They are on an excellent home run. 2.2 is a little lukewarm. But I would be looking at that Fredrikstad home form, to be frank, today. But I do sound some warning to you. 2.2, the favourite, is not the strongest side in the world. 3 wins and a draw for Kristiansund away from home. But they do struggle against the top 5. Brann, an unexpected heavy defeat to Molde in the last match. Are they going to bounce back? Well, the market expects so. Kristiansund's away form is to be respected, but their form against top 5 puts that away form into its context. It's against lower positioned teams. This looks like a match to avoid, unless the in-play stats say otherwise. Sandefjord's inability to score that second goal might be their curse today, but 2.5, the favourite, is giving both teams a chance. Chance for Bodo Glimt to get back to winning ways after a couple of aberrations. Haugesund having trouble even winning matches. So this is an ideal pipe opener for Bodo Glimt just to get back on track. Rosenborg have been in exceptional defensive form this season. Took a loss recently, but I'm looking at their home defence to be their bedrock in this 4 o'clock. Molde and Viking. This is a fascinating match. We've got top of the league Viking, where ordinarily top of the league is Bodo Glimt. We've got Molde coming off the back of an exceptional heavy win against top 3, top 4 Brann. Is this a sign that Molde are coming back into what we expect them to be? Certainly, this is a gauge for them today against top of the league. So no wonder it's 2.45. The market's wondering whether that last win against Brann is a sign of the real Molde. We will find out at 6:15. It's a very difficult one to unpack. If you're looking at that Molde win against Brann just being a flash in the pan, then all over we're with the league leaders, Viking. Spanish La Liga 2, it's all about motivation. I think this is the last day. So let's have a look. Elche and Levante. Elche is still not guaranteed automatic promotion. They could win the title with a win today. Levante, 74, with a draw, could possibly win the title. They are guaranteed automatic promotion. Elche, Real Oviedo, Mirandes are fighting it out for that second spot on automatic promotion. So those are the sides you're automatically going to be looking at today. Elche, Real Oviedo, and Mirandes. So make sure you star these. Elche, Mirandes, Real Oviedo. And an outside note for Levante in case they want to win the title. It's not a must-win for them. They are automatically promoted, Levante. Looking at the bottom, and it's done. There is nothing to be salvaged from anybody. So Spanish La Liga 2 takes on a whole different complexion now. There's only 4 matches of interest. This is an outside chance that Levante will want to win the title. But elsewhere, it's automatic promotion on the line. And boy, does it tell in the market. All of the odds-on favourites are in line for that automatic promotion. Cartagena, sad, are relegated. So Mirandes look to have the clear advantage over their other sides, playing a far, far weaker team. So only 4 matches in La Liga 2 for you to look at. And in the Allsvenskan, Bromma have an uncomfortable 1-0 lose habit at the moment. That means they're competitive. The vast majority of the goals conceded come second half. So this could be, if it plays out, a 0-0 at half-time and possible 1-0 defeat second half. Surely that pattern's going to end at some point. 2.5, the favourite, does suggest a little bit of caution. It's a tricky market. 100% defeats for Halmstad v the top 11. Djurgården are winning against 11th and lower, albeit very tight 1-0 wins. Scored that second goal only once, Djurgården. So they're going to have to be a little cautious away from home. They can't follow up with that second goal. Malmo against Häcken. Not played 4th to 11th at home, Malmo, so we've got a slight gap in form here. They are not the Malmo of old, so I would recommend just a little bit of a watching brief, and especially the in-play stats to ensure that they actually turn up today. KUPS, Malmo, the big boys in these Scandinavian leagues, are underperforming early on. Molde as well in Norway. Yeah, good luck with that, Värnamo. Meeting one of the most red-hot sides in the Allsvenskan. This lot having trouble even winning matches. Good luck. I salute you, Värnamo. You're going to get F all out of this one this evening or this afternoon. 4-3 and 3-2 for Sirius away against the top 4. They have home advantage today, so do watch out. What I would be looking at, just for a fun over 5.5 goal plunge. They've had a 4-3 and a 3-2, as I say. If that was away from home, so if they can ignite at home against one of the prospects for the league title, that should be a very, very interesting goal fest there. Talking of goal fests, we enter the Superettan. I would disagree with the market here. Östersund's form looks excellent. I think only 3 defeats. So it's a mystery to me, but they've only had 2 clean sheets, so they do concede. So I will be quite happy to enter the market. Just looking at Östersund, possibly fighting above their weight. Only 2 defeats for Falkenberg did come away, but note this 2.45 the favourite. With Falkenberg, we've seen a lot of first half matches with at least 2 goals in them. Now, all dependent on what the timing of the second goal, whether you go first half goals 2.5 as a trading angle or not. If that second goal comes in the 45th minute, you're stuck. If the second goal comes, like in the Champions League final yesterday, in the first 20 minutes, then the market's going to expect that third goal in the remaining 25. So possibilities there. Falkenberg, very, very strong. 2+ goals in the first half of recent matches. A top 8 clash, this one, but both teams tend to do their winning against teams outside the top 8. Hence, 2.55 the favourite. So a gentle reminder to you, if you want to do a shortcut, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Immediately, the odds are telling you these may not be good tradable matches. Okay, that's your shortcut. If the market can't pick a winner, and if the market's putting the favourite at 2.55, which is very big indeed, then take the hint. Let's look now at the tennis. Well, I sound like Bonnie Tyler and Rod Stewart's love child. It's getting tighter and tighter now, as you can see. Lots of Americans remaining. Let's have a look at yesterday. And it's been a very good French Open for the men's Grand Slam strategy. Let's see if they've got any more. You can see immediately Quinn winning the first set. Quinn taking a 2-1 lead. What is especially notable about that second set? It's a tiebreaker. So He only won the right point at the right time. Gettable. Boom, boom. Freaks ball. Up and running. Nice. Lay, these shorties, even though they're going to win, we got a 1.08, 1.05 in the other day. Those are, we're talking 20 to 1 plus returns there. Pretty good stuff. Elsewhere, let's have a look. 1.3. No 5 setters. It's all 3 setters yesterday. So very, very encouraging. Novak Djokovic still layable at 105 because Misilic took a 2-set lead against Shapovalov. Hugh Fearnley-Whittingstall couldn't manage to get anything off Cameron Norrie yesterday. I thought this would be a lot tighter. Perhaps 2-1, 2-0. Be looking at laying Cameron Norrie, as long as his odds are very, very short, because they're 2 Brits playing each other. From a ladies' perspective, well, I don't focus on the ladies that much with the men's Grand Slam strategy really doing the good work for me. But we've got 2 Americans meeting each other, so they know each other's game. We've got Sevilla Kenin winning the first set and Madison Keys winning the next 2. That's your traditional play. Elsewhere, 6-3 lead for Vondrousova. Pegula, the American favourite, winning the next set. So it's been a surprisingly effective tournament just for this simple set betting strategy, hasn't it? We haven't even looked in depth at playing the games inside the matches, inside the sets. So fascinating. Today, lots of Americans, as I say. Alcaraz layable 1.06. So deep in a tournament, got to be laid at those odds. Absolutely ridiculous. Shelton is obviously having a good week. Elsewhere, Mazzetti favourite against Rune. That's interesting, because I think Holger Rune is going to take a set or 2 off Mazzetti. This could be a fascinating affair. Francis Tiafoe goes well at Wimbledon. Watch out for the grass court. I don't have a strong opinion with those. And looking at the odds, Sabalenka strong favourite today against Anisimova, saying Iga Swiatek 1.44 suggests she might be layable if winning the first set. She's normally under 1.1, perennially under 1.1. That's it for today. I will see members of footballtradingprofits.com on the Telegram at about 1 p.m. I think that's the good start for the Allsvenskan, moving into the Superettan. And then the Eliteserien at 4 o'clock. Spanish La Liga, only the 4 matches of importance, all to do with that automatic promotion spot. Number 2 is waiting in the wings for 3 sides to nab it. And then you're into the bright lights of La Liga football. So expect those matches to be highly competitive and expect all 4 of those sides. Well, Levante notwithstanding, they're already automatically promoted. Have a great day. I will see you on Telegram later on. Do watch out for the podcast today. It is a little long. This is my first week doing the podcast, so I'm learning with each one that perhaps long ones can be sorted out or shortened. Have a great day. I'll see you all, members at least of Football Trading Profits, at about 1 p.m.